And I think the stock has significant downside here. I think it is a meme stock, so I think we got to focus on the fundamentals. And when you do that, it doesn't look good. Yeah, I think Tesla's going significantly lower. I think Tesla is one of the least efficient manufacturers of cars.
In this video, the dunce of Wall Street, purveyor of intellectual excrement, picker of cherries, distorter of facts, humiliator of self, laughing stock of the internet, Mr. Shoulda-been-a-politician, Gordon the Class Clown Johnson explains why Tesla sucks, the stock's going to collapse, and Tesla has no meaningful advantages when it comes to manufacturing. So let's get into it. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks, and get some free stocks and crypto. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. You can get 2 free stocks with WeBull, a free stock with Stake, free Bitcoin with Coinbase, and free Bitcoin with BlockFi, and the BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards credit card. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. To set the scene, the Class Clown has just explained that Tesla stock is in fact a meme stock.
Just me, I don't consider Tesla like a meme stock, like AMC or GME. Do you really think that there's enough similarities between Tesla and those two to all throw them in the same basket?
I mean, the circles overlap on the edges, and I would describe it as there is a kind of a religious aspect to the Tesla conversation. People
based
feel
on something, no. It's, I mean, the other ones, I don't need anyone sending in anything. But it seems like there's a little more to go on. I see a lot of Teslas on the road.
Man, there's a lot of stuff to discuss here. First of all, Gene makes a fair point. There's definitely a religious element to the fanboyism and fangirlism of Tesla. After all, I mean, how many 50, 60,000 people are going to be watching this video on Tesla and watched another video on Tesla, or more than one video on Tesla yesterday and the day before and the day before and every fucking day of their entire adult life? That is a little bit weird until you realize the reason why they're so excited. 1, this is a generational company. We've never seen anything like this before. 2, Tesla's going to be in an incredibly dominant position. They already are. But in 10 years' time, man, oh fucking man. And as Joe points out, and this is another thing I want to discuss, isn't it amazing to see a host, an anchor, on CNBC, who a few years ago would have been shitting all over Tesla and Elon Musk. Joe's recently come out of the closet as a Tesla fanboy. I mean, he literally said that. If loving Elon is wrong, I don't want to be right. His words, not mine. But to see Joe pointing out that the fanaticism, the fanboyism toward Tesla is justified, there's underlying reasons, and then contrasting him with many of the other EV companies out there, terms being used loosely, Joe even realizing he caught himself there. He said he didn't want to catch too much hate, kind of cut himself off. But obviously, Joe doesn't want a bunch of Rivian fanboys or Lucid fanboys or Nikola fanboys attacking him because he suggested there isn't a whole lot of substance behind the fanaticism of some of these unproven companies.
It's not I wouldn't put it in the meme stock. I see Gordon's point just about kind of the emotion around it. And I would just say this. The goal here is not to prescribe to one religion or the other, the believers or the non-believers. It's to identify what's going on with the fundamentals. And Gordon points out that there could be some talent attrition, some important talent that probably he's saying he's going to stay. He's not going to be around in 5 years. I feel good about that.
Munster there referring to Andre Karpathy, currently on sabbatical from Tesla.
But I think what's most important related to meme stocks and what the difference here is to the fundamentals. And I would come back to our job is to identify how many vehicles are they going to sell over the next 2 to 5 years? What's the profitability around those vehicles? I mean, it's as simple as that. And I would say on the identifying vehicle perspective, if we're going to take the approach of trying to cut through the noise, Gordon's great at sharing with me different insights he have. I have an insight for people to look at, and this is inspired by Rob Maurer, who is pretty active, I would say, in identifying every detail around Tesla. But Rob pointed out the GM has a new factory in Spring Hill, Michigan. It is their new electric. Lyriq is the new car. It's just opening up. They also have the Giga Berlin factory. Both of those have videos that have been released. One of them was produced by GM. The other was not produced by Tesla. But I would just look at those videos. And the reason why I mention that, I think it draws a stark distinction. Now, GM is not the whole auto industry, but how traditional auto is approaching manufacturing versus how Tesla is. It is well spent 7 minutes of viewing.
This is a great idea from Munster. So, if you haven't already seen the clips, allow me to play a clip Very short, less than a minute long, from inside Giga Berlin. You'll see their production facilities, the factory, the robots, the tools, everything. And I'll play a few snippets, not the entire thing, but just a few snippets from the GM Lyriq electric vehicle production process. See if you can notice a difference. And that was Tesla. This is GM. I think something might have gone wrong there. Let me try that again. Now, I don't know about you, but I noticed the difference between that and this.
And I think that really anchors or is evidence to me about this gap that we have in terms of production and ultimately what I think is going to drive the stock, which is how many vehicles they're going to produce and sell. And one last point, and I'll turn it back to Gordon, is that they can't keep up with the demand. Shanghai being shut down, that's going to have a potentially negative impact on what the numbers are. That's very true in the near term. But I think when you see delivery times for Model 3 being this summer, Model Y, the earliest in the U.S. is October of 22 to January of 23. They give a range. They have reportedly 1.5 million pre-orders for Cybertruck. The Ford Electric 150 has somewhere around 250,000. Something bigger is going on, and we're just at the beginning of it.
Gordon, if you were actually short the stock, I was thinking,
I have a sneaking suspicion Joe is about to troll Gordon once again for making no money whatsoever on Tesla stock over the last decade, despite being extremely bearish on the company for that entire time. Not only bearish, but bearish publicly. Now, for those that don't know, if memory serves, and maybe it doesn't, sometimes I might be high, so it's possible I'm misremembering, but as far as I recall, Gordon Johnson, after being pressed in the mainstream media maybe a year or so ago, admitted he does not have a short position in Tesla stock because he, quote, isn't allowed to buy or sell any securities that he discusses. Of course, we could have guessed this because Gordon would be well and truly bankrupt many times over if he was actually acting on his own, their own research, because remember, GLJ Research is a team. We believe this, we believe. I think what's going on here is the landlord of GLJ Research, which is potentially Gordon's mum, whose basement he currently lives in, is considered an employee because, after all, she provides the office space. Hey, relax, Gordon, I'm just kidding. I know GLJ Research is a legitimate research shop. It's not a sham shop. You're not an oil shill, you're not a short seller's puppet. There's no vested interest here. It's legitimate research and you truly believe in it and you have a very extensive, extremely capable team.
Gordon, if you were actually short the stock, I was thinking it looked like you were doing okay there earlier this month and you could have covered at 750, just or around there. I'm just wondering as a guy that comes on and talks about Tesla, wouldn't that have been a good time to throw in the towel and say, all right, it's cheap enough now where I'm going long and I'm a believer now? Or do you think we're going back? Do you think we'll go back down all the way to where it was, where you saw on that chart, and then back below that? And you think it'll be below 500 pre-split again?
Yeah, Yeah, I think Tesla's going significantly lower.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. The guy who's been completely wrong about Tesla stock for approximately the last decade running is here to tell you that Tesla stock is going significantly lower. I'm not sure exactly how far. Are we talking as low as Gordon's reputation? Or are we talking the average IQ of a Nikola stock investor? In either case, I have a funny feeling Gordon's prediction, once again for the 420,000th time in the last decade, won't age too well.
And listen, Joe, you get bear market rallies. Look, we're at an S&P level right now above where we were at pre-war, yet the war hasn't ended. And you have earnings coming out that I think are going to be bad. But to Gene's point, listen, we can talk about videos made unofficially by fanboys of Tesla and comparing that to videos made by GM. But let's look at the numbers, Gene.
Now this will be good after all. Looking at the numbers is the least helpful thing to Gordon's bear thesis on Tesla. So let's see what he's got to say. Let's see what cherries he can pick for us and how he can distort the facts into something that supports his ridiculously bearish narrative.
Let's look at the numbers, Gene. Let's look at the 10K where Tesla said their U.S. operations lost money. Their Shanghai operations were over 100% of their profit. Look at the Shanghai operation specifically. All of the costs are back and loaded. So I think Tesla is one of the least efficient manufacturers of cars.
How's that for some breaking news? According to the class clown here, Tesla one of the least efficient automotive manufacturers. That's why Herbert Diess of Volkswagen is discussing how Tesla can build a car 3 times faster than VW. That's why Tesla also has industry-leading profit margins on their vehicles. That's why the CEO of Ford is praising Tesla's incredible manufacturing expertise, saying that they can learn from Tesla. That's why Sandy Munro is busting nuts left, right and center every time he tears down a Tesla vehicle. Gordon led into this whole tirade with, let's look at the numbers, which ultimately concluded with no numbers, but instead a ridiculous statement that isn't grounded in reality, claiming Tesla's one of the least efficient automotive manufacturers while they're making more money than everyone else and making their shit faster than everybody else.
And what's important, Gene, is how many cars they're going to produce. To get to a valuation that justifies a company valued at more than the entire auto industry combined, they need to be adding roughly 100,000 cars a quarter of incremental sales. And I believe their sales this quarter could actually be down. So I think you got to look at the reality, Gene, and not just look at these kind of anecdotal details from Tesla, Twitter writers. And one last thing I'll note, again, I think it's very important to keep in mind, their market share is falling. And again, when these Q1 numbers come out, what's going to happen? And the fact that they 8K'd an event that's 6 months out, I think that speaks volumes to what they're looking at. It looks like they're more focused on the stock versus the product. So Joe, I think that, as the market, this bear market rally fizzles out, which we think is happening, I think that the numbers that are coming out of Tesla are going to disappoint.
All right, so we've got Tesla stock collapsing, going significantly lower. Good luck with that. Tesla also has absolutely no manufacturing advantages whatsoever. And apparently Tesla's numbers are going to disappoint as well, if you say so.
And I think the stock has significant downside here. And to the meme perspective, I think it is a meme stock because you have them doing things like putting out 8Ks on events that haven't even happened versus real events like their Shanghai factory being shut down. So I think we got to focus on the fundamentals. And when you do that, it doesn't look good.
Well, it seems like the laughing stock of Wall Street, the class clown, has literally given up on even trying to make sense. Previously, he'd cherry pick a number, pull some data here and distort it to try to paint a negative narrative. He's completely given up on the cherry picking and distortion of facts. He's now just making absurd statements that anyone with functioning grey matter will realize are absolute horseshit. The best example this time around, Tesla's lack of a manufacturing advantage. Is it just me? Is Gordon giving up? Let me know in the comments below. And finally, don't forget to sign up to Patreon with the card in the corner or the link in the pinned comment to gain instant access to my Tesla stock price targets out over the next decade, bear case, base case, bull case, and hyper bull case, plus exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos and plenty of other exclusive videos and perks. So, see you over there. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan, this is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks, and get some free stocks and crypto. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. You can get 2 free stocks with WeBull, a free stock with Stake, free Bitcoin with Coinbase, and free Bitcoin with BlockFi, and the BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards credit card. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. And if you're still watching, you're awesome. I read every single comment on this channel and I really appreciate your feedback. So if you've got any thoughts on today's video, questions, comments, or suggestions for a new video, let me know in the comments below. Check the cards on screen now to browse the merch store, join Patreon, or watch the next video.